Hey Wiggies, it's me, Pink, and today for Lace Front Roundup, I am going to be reviewing UK versus the World Season 1, Episode 1. So, Lace Front Roundups is going to be a new thing on my channel where I review slash recap an episode or like a week worth of tea, drama, blah, blah, blah. So, today I decided I want to do my first Lace Front Roundup on UK versus the World, and I am so excited. First thing I would like to say that some of these things will be personal opinions. The other will just be straight up facts, straight up things that I've seen throughout the episode. By the way, light spoiler alert ahead. I will be talking about this episode, who's going home, what the tops and bottoms are. So if you have not already watched this episode, I highly suggest you do before watching this. If not, then keep on listening. Now, for something like this, I wanted to break down even more like certain specific events that happen. So I don't know if I'd count these as scenes, more as specific events that are either important or things that happen. So let's just get into it. So the first scene or introduction we get is a minute long, and it's RuPaul kind of just introducing what UK versus the world is. It's basically international all-stars. Queens are coming from basically across the world to participate in this one event. We then have the queens enter the room. I'm not even going to say workroom. They literally enter the main stage, which is different from what we've seen in previous seasons. We've never really seen the queens enter the main stage first. I kind of liked it, but I didn't really. I think having them enter the workroom first is a great way of them kind of slowly easing their way back into this, but some of them have already done All Stars, some of them haven't, so I can completely understand why they want to show them the main stage first. So we have around 16-ish minutes of queens just filing in. I'm going to just give a quick little roundup of people who are coming in. This is in no particular order, but here are our queens. We have a bag of chips from UK Season 1, Blue Hydrangea from UK Season 1, Cheryl Hole from UK Season 1, Pangina, the host of Drag Race Thailand Season 1 and 2, and maybe Season 3. We have Jujubee from Season 2 of Drag Race All Stars 1, All Stars 5, Queen of the Universe, and Drag U. We have Monique Hart from All Stars Season 4 and the regular Drag Race season of Season 10. We have Jenny Jacquet from Drag Race Holland. She is indeed a runner-up. She's from the first season. We have Lemon from Canada's Drag Race, and we have Jimbo from Canada's Drag Race as well. Now, that is 9 queens. That is a lot smaller. It's probably one of the smallest, like, all-stars slash seasons we've ever seen before, besides Drag Race Italia, which had 8 queens on there. I still don't know why, but we have a very small amount of queens on here so far. So that was just a quick little rundown of the queens. Now let's get into a little bit of some things that were happening during the meeting. So what I mean by meeting is when all the queens were kind of coming through, you have little commentary, you have little shade throwing. First thing I want to detail about is they actually have all the queens coming in from their specific franchises. So all of the UK queens come in first, the one Holland queen comes in first, then you have all of the Canada queens, you then have Pangina walk in, then the US queens. I think that was very strategized because I think having all the queens from their respected seasons come in together, kiki a tiny bit, then meet more people was a very smart choice. We also have a bunch of interactions that are really nice, super swift, super like nice to meet you, blah blah blah, all nice until the Americanos show up. Now, as an American myself, I do want to say a lot of us are pieces of trash. Monique and Jujubee are both people who I do not consider pieces of trash. So I completely understand why everybody was like, ooh, the American girls are coming through. They were definitely trying to pin the edit of, oh no, the American girls are coming through. They're going to be feisty, you know? So the American girls walk through. The first person that walks through from the USA is Monique Hart. And when I tell you, the mood just shifted from there. Like, it became very shady, very cold. Like, Monique is not here to play around. Like, she is here to win. She is here to make it to the top 4. She is here to win. I completely respect that, but I don't know if there was other like little shade or little like natty comments other queens were making that they didn't put in, but I feel like they obviously highlighted on the fact that Monique was getting a little bit of shade from the other queens and throwing some shade at people. Um, yeah, that was one of the first bigger things I noticed in the episode. Jujubee walks in for the fourth time on a Drag Race specific franchise, looking like she still works at the mall. Here's a meme. And honestly, boot. I have seen this hair before on her. She literally wore it to Queens of the Universe episode 2. Yeah, mama, you can do better than this. You can do better. I wasn't really obsessed with their outfits. I really feel like the only person's outfit I kind of liked was Pangina. Pangina's outfit was one of my favorites. I really liked it. It was very elevated, and even for an entrance look, like that could be literally any look. That look can easily be like your winning look. It can be anything. It's great. It's a great look. All right, so after our queens walk through, we have our workroom intro. All the queens are going to pick out their stations, and we see Jujubee and Monique kind of in their own little clique. We see a few of the UK girls in their own little clique too. Um, but I just want to pedal back to Jujubee and Monique real quickly. So, one of the first things that Monique says in the workroom with Juju at the station is Blue's hair was the crunchiest. This is when they're kind of spilling some tea, doing a little bit of shade. And I'm bringing this up for a specific reason that I'm going to get into later. Of course, we have an altercation slash an exchange of Blue and Monique talking. So, the fact that they're kind of harping on Monique being a little shady is definitely interesting to me. Jujubee hasn't made that big of an appearance in the episode so far due to the fact that she was the last person to walk into the room, but I definitely don't think she will be a narrator of the season. One thing I want to harp on is Jujubee's diary. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I really want to see more of Jujubee's diary. It seems like every time Juju has gone on a franchise or episode of Drag Race, she always has a piece of paper to write on, express her feelings. She is a songwriter, so I'm not surprised that she has a diary with her. I was able to get this little screen grab from Libra Queen on YouTube. We can easily see that if we zoom in on Jujubee's diary, it says Lemon spent lots of money, Henny. Cheryl and Baga resentments, and then congratulations, I think, on the bottom. That doesn't really tell us much. All we know is that Lemon tweeted out saying, "Just wait till you see my looks for the runway. You're gonna be even more upset." So we can clearly tell that Lemon is not only salty, but clearly spent a lot of money on her looks. So just as sad as I am to have her leave, I'm really excited to see what her looks are going to be like. We then have a very unnecessary scene of Pangina, Bag of Chips, Monique, and Juju all drinking tea. I don't know what the point of this episode, like, little split scene was for, but they literally sat down for a minute and 30 seconds and drank tea. Baga told them all about the, like, British slash UK slang words. I didn't understand it, but it was there. We then have a transition into Elimination Day, which of course is the next day. And one of the first scenes we get is Blue and Monique Hart having their little altercation. So, the reason why I originally brought up that Monique was being a little shady towards Blue was because we hear about Blue's bad experience with Monique Hart. Now, we all know Monique is a very loving, very tender, like a fan favorite of Drag Race. I'm 99% sure she was nominated to be Miss Congeniality. She was seen as this broke queen who had a bunch of heart and really wanted to try her best on Drag Race. So it was a little disappointing to hear some of the things that Blue said. If I can, I will play the clip of what Blue said and the little altercation. If not, I will try my best to summarize it. It was basically Blue saying that they had an altercation at a club prior to Blue being on Drag Race, where Monique treated her horribly and she was around other Root girls. And basically, Monique's excuse was she didn't want other people reading her looks. Now, to be completely honest, that's not an excuse for acting like a horrible human being. It's like, just because I didn't eat breakfast today doesn't mean that I'm gonna go out and try to kill every single chicken because they couldn't have eggs. Like, it's not like that, mama. Like, making up silly excuses for just acting out isn't really okay, and I don't really understand it. Her face the entire time is like very clenched, very much like, uh oh, this is gonna be on reality TV. It's very alarming what we're seeing in this, and I think definitely turned a lot of people off of Monique. The next little tea gossip little thing we have is Lemon, Cheryl, and Juju are all sitting around a table putting on their makeup, talking, and gossiping. Now, Lemon is being asked the question, does she still talk to Jimbo? We then hear her say, like, basically a Valentina, you don't love me anymore moment. Like, they don't talk, they don't text. Like, she doesn't even know if she has her phone number, like, registered in her phone. I think it was meant to be seen as shady, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I kind of felt bad for her. We then have mirror talk for a little bit, which is really not important at all. And then we have the talent show. The talent show consisted of bitch tracks, baloney, troll dolls, and cheerleaders. That's how you can sum up UK versus the world's talent show. I'm just real quickly going to rank my personal favorites of the talent show. I think my personal favorite, of course, was Pangina Heels. I thought it just not only was a great song because it showcased so many levels emotionally, spiritually, physically, dynamically, mentally. It just showed a bunch of levels of who Pangina is. You have levels at different beats. We have her showcasing that she does whacking, which, if you don't know what whacking is, you should probably rethink yourself being a queer human being, because I do not think there's one straight person watching this, including myself. So, she showcases her being able to whack. That just sounds so weird. They showcase her being able to do whacking, her dance mobility, her being somewhat of a singer, and her being all around kooky, quirky, and unique. Also, her sense of fashion. Considering her and Jenny both had like outfit reveals, literally, Pangina's one outfit reveal was better than all the like 28 outfit reveals Jenny did, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm definitely rating Pangina's performance as my favorite. Of course, next we have Jimbo, who I love Jimbo. Jimbo has such a special place in my heart. This was probably Drag Race's most like out there kind of talent show performance, unless you count Jasmine Masters All Stars 4 performance as, going for a reach. This was definitely a reach. Was there any talent in this? No. But was this Jimbo being a clown, which is what she wants to do? Yes. Clowning is considered an art, is considered something people learn how to do, and Jimbo literally made RuPaul like laugh and smile. And anytime I can see Mama Ru being like, oh yes, blah blah blah, like really entertaining and getting into what the queens are doing, showing a little bit of vulnerability, I love. So the fact that Jimbo was able to pull that out was great. And it also wasn't another bitch track. My third favorite was Blue Hydrangea. I mean, we've of course seen many kind of bitch tracks like that, but the way she did it was just so smart, if I'm gonna be kind of honest. Like, by the way, the mug, she looks amazing. Her face, she looks so beautiful. I mean, I just can't even say. Like, the song was so funny. She had these like two little cheerleaders by her side and she was interacting with them, but the song wasn't fast. So we were able to process all the jokes, laugh at them while being able to process more of the song at the same time, which I think she thought out very well. Now, I will be going over my personal lows, but I just do want to say the two people who were in the bottom this episode were Lemon and Jenny. Jenny was 100% deserved to be in the bottom. If not, should have gone home over Lemon, and I will stand by that till the day I die. Lemon's performance was interesting. I definitely think it was a great bitch track. I don't know why we couldn't really hear it. I really feel like they toned down her voice on the physical track itself. But she did lack a little bit of emotion in her face. I really wish she did a little bit more dancing, since she does claim to be a, you know, trained dancer. So if you're going to be like, I have the fiercest dance moves, oi, then you need to showcase them. You need to bring it. Like, honestly. And we've seen Aja jump through that. Like, we've seen Aja jump off a huge boulder before. Like, Lemon, I get it. No one has ever really done that again after Aja, because Aja's performance was just breathtaking and amazing in itself. I still will also die on the hill that she should have won the Anaconda lip sync, but that's besides the point. That is for another YouTube video. But I do think that it was a little rigor mortis having her in the bottom. Okay, now my personal bottoms were Jujubee, Baga, and Jenny. Honestly, Jujubee, if this is your fourth time coming back, you're doing the same talent you did for your last talent show, and it's not even that great of a song. I don't think Jujubee has a good singing voice. Same with Baga, if I'm being completely honest. We both know that they sang live because the BBC literally made sure we know they sung live. They sung live. Same with Monique, I'm pretty sure. They all sang live, and it was fine. It wasn't good. Jenny, of course, bombed it. It was absolutely horrible. But Juju really just bored me the entire time. It was just like really boring. I actually skipped over her part in the talent show as I was watching the episode for the first time. Next up, we have critiques, and of course, we have Monique literally looking amazing. I just want to just touch on the fact that Monique looks amazing. This is probably the best Monique has ever looked before in the history of Drag Race. So Monique, Cheryl, and Juju are all safe, so they head to the back of the stage, and then we hear critiques. I'm just going to skip past critiques and quickly go into the lip sync before we go off to the full analytics of this episode. So I actually have a notes section kind of talking about what each person does in the lip sync. Of course, the two winners are Pangina and Jimbo, but of course, one of them has to win to eliminate one of their sisters. So, first off, we have Pangina starting on the right side and Jimbo starting on the left. One of the things I don't really like when girls are lip syncing is if they have a hat on or something like that, especially Pangina, who chose to wear a hat. She took it off less than 10 seconds into the performance. I don't like that. I like how Jimbo waited to take off her skirt. She did not just take it off first thing, like, she waited. Pacing yourself during lip syncs is very important to keep the viewer, wanting more. There's around 3 times where Jimbo or Pangina, mainly Jimbo, are about to fall. They bang into each other around 3 times until Jimbo literally fell onto the floor and had to do that like half leg split. It was a mess. So Jimbo loses and Pangina is the winner. Pangina is securing her first win on her first ever season of Drag Race. So hats off to Pangina Heels for winning the first episode. Sadly, she eliminates literally the love of my life, Lemon. Sadly, that is the end of Lemon's time on Drag Race UK versus the world. But let's get into our lace front roundup. So, as you can see on the screen, I did a little bit of mathematics during this episode. So I counted how many confessionals each person had, how many shady noises they had, and how long each of their performances were in the talent show. So first thing I want to touch on is I organized all these from who has the most confessionals to the least confessionals, so that's why you'll see a slope. So I want to just address the fact that Pangina has 25 confessionals and only 2 shady noises. The 2 shady noises come up in a conversation, a funny conversation. They weren't really shady noises, but the shady noises that they'll have during a conversation. 25 confessionals is a ton compared to Blue Hydrangea, who only got 14. So Pangina has like 11 more confessions than Blue. Then Blue Hydrangea has 14 confessionals, only 2 shady noises, which weren't really meant to be shady, but were for the idea of putting in the storyline. We then have Jenny having 13 confessionals and 6 shady noises. Lemon, who has the second most shady noises. I feel like Lemon was definitely, we all know Lemon is a little bit spicy. We know that she's a little bit shady, but that is who Lemon is. So I wasn't surprised to see that she had a lot of shady noises. I honestly feel like if she wasn't eliminated, she was definitely up for being a villain kind of character in the season. We then have Bag of Chips, who has only 12 confessionals, 2 shady noises. Jujubee, 11 confessionals, 4 shady noises. Jujubee wasn't really featured that much in this episode, which makes me believe that Blue Hydrangea will be the narrator for this season, and I would absolutely love that because I love Blue Hydrangea and I would love to see her be the narrator of the season. We then have Cheryl, who has 11 confessionals, 2 shady noises, Jimbo, who has 11 confessionals as well, and 6 shady noises, and now, Monique Hart, who has only 10 confessionals and 15 shady noises. Now, 15 shady noises just automatically just makes me think and realize she will be the villain of the season. If Lemon wasn't like ruled out this easily, it easily could have been Lemon or Monique, but from the sneak peek of next week's episode, it just so clearly will be Monique being the villain of the season, which of course is very sad, but it is going to happen. And that's where I place my bets on who will be the villain of the season. So, just to recap everything we have learned that Pangina will either make it to the top 4, potentially winning the crown with her 25 confessionals this episode. Blue Hydrangea is most likely going to be the narrator of the season. If not, it could be Bag of Chips. And our villain of the season will be Monique Hart. If not, if Lemon comes back, we most likely will have Lemon or Monique be the villains, but it doesn't seem like that will be happening anytime soon, so Monique is going to be staying as our villain of the season. So, if you enjoyed this little lace front roundup, let me know in the comments down below. This so far, I'm recording at 27 minutes. I'm going to edit this, and yeah, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither, honestly. Oh my god. I swear, I have this alarm like on a watch that I've literally worn twice before. I don't know why it's on there, and I literally can't find it anywhere. So we're just gonna have to wait for that to come off. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.